Yeah, the intro part is comprised of 4 chords that are kind of leading. So the first one is A minor, the second one is D minor, third one is F, and the fourth one is G. So if you're not familiar with these chords, I would highly recommend you to also study these chords and try to play them until you found a way to play them calmly and properly, and you don't really have to think a lot about playing them. So what I did on this intro part, I kind of figured out these chords, and then I figured out the melody line. So that's actually how I arrange my pieces a lot. So the melody line is. So then I combined it. So the intro part is actually a combination of these 4 chords and the melody line I just played. So first of all, you're going to play the A minor. I would recommend you to put your middle finger here, because then you can switch to the other chords more efficiently. Rather than when you would use this index finger, then it would be harder to go all the way here. You'd have to change up a lot in your hand. So first thing you do, put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then play all the strings like that. With my right hand, I kind of pluck all the strings, so nothing out of the ordinary. Pluck all the strings, and then with my pink, I play the 3rd fret of the A string. And what is nice about this way of playing is that these top 3 strings, they ooze through while I'm playing this melody line over here. So actually what I'm doing is I'm kind of making use of these open strings that I'm not touching afterwards, and then playing the melody line, so it sounds fuller in terms of sound. So you play the A minor, then with your pink 3rd fret, and then you let go of that string with your pink, and then you play the open A string. So it's going to be. So that's actually the very first step. Next step is to get a D minor. And as you can see, it's easier starting the A minor like this and then going to D minor, because the middle finger is already here. So, and then you do the same thing, but then with the D minor. So you pluck, and then you play the 3rd fret of the A string. Then you let go. So it's actually like that. So now we're halfway the intro. Third part is to let go of the ring finger until you have these fingers lying on top of the fretboard. Then you have an F. So as you can see, the D minor and the F also have a lot in common, except for this one finger, this ring finger that you're now taking off. So it's going to be. And then with the F you do the same thing. So pluck, and then 3rd fret, and then open A string, while these top 3 are oozing through. Now it gets a little bit different. You play a chord that doesn't really have a relationship with the F at all, so make sure to practice the transition from F to G in a proper way until it feels comfortable enough to apply finger picking onto it. So then you have G and pluck all the strings. And now this time you don't do this. So you don't do the 0-3-0 thing, but then you play the G. You let go of the middle finger until you have an open A string, this one. So you play, and then you play the 3rd fret of the E string, but it's already there because you're playing a G. So you don't really have to do anything with your left hand. The main focus is on this picking part. So it's pluck all, let go of the middle finger, play the open E string. And then I'm doing my hand like this so you can see the way that the strings that I'm kind of touching. And then you play the E string. So it's. So in total you play. And again. Alright, so that's the intro. Once you got that down, let's move on to the second part of this tutorial, which is the first verse. Alright? So let's go through this slowly and calmly. So the first thing you do is this time you play the A minor with the index finger. So ukulele fingerstyle playing is all about how do you find the most strategic way to play. So there are not really rules. It's not that one finger is always accustomed to the string. You can play the A minor like this, like this. Nobody plays it like this, but it's, only if it would be convenient, which it is never. So in short, you can play it with your middle finger, like in the intro, but in this case, you're going to play it with our index finger. And then with the pink on the 3rd fret of the A string. So it's going to be this. So you actually pluck all the strings, and then you play the A string thrice. So after that, you're going to put the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C string. So you have kind of these fingers of the D minor. So it's going to be, and then, so what I did here is I did an arpeggio on the G, C and A string. I didn't play the open E string, so it's going to be, so da 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 da, so okay, so once you got that down, let's move on to the next part. So then you play the F while your pink is still on the 3rd fret of the A string. And then you pluck all the strings and play the A string like this. So the bar is, and then the next part is to put your pink on the 5th fret. So you have to slide from 5 to 7, which is pretty tricky at first. And then you're gonna play 7 7 7 like this actually, and then you're going to bar it actually. So it's going to be, don't bar the G string. So bar is where I'll go. So that is that's the first part. And then you can do a little strumming here. So it's gonna be, so pluck, up, down, 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 up. So bar is, and then you go to this position, which is an E minor shape, but then on the 9th, 8th and 7th fret. If you don't follow, or if it's going too fast at this point, make sure to replay the video and until you have a full understanding. And the next step is actually to go like this. With your index finger, immediately get a bar on the 5th frets of the G, E and A string. And then just strum down, because you need to make it in time. So just play it like this. So it's strum, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just the open A string. So I strum. And then I kind of play this A string, while the other strings are kind of oozing through the melody. So next step is to get the 5th frets like this. So instead of this, you do middle finger, ring and pink on the 5th frets of the C, E and A string. Why is that? Because now we have to play this 3rd one. And if you do a bar like this, it's impossible to get to this 3rd fret. So I changed up the positioning to make it in time. And the bar, talking fast, they're drinking fast, and then we talk. And then you go back to a G. Alright, so it's, and I ended it with a little strumming pattern like, so up, up, down, down, but you could also do, so pluck, E, C, strum. So there are different ways to play this. So in total you have, So in total you have So you might notice that in this little example I play things a little bit differently. So when I go and slide up, I do, which is E string, C string, and then a strum. But you can also just strum entirely like I showed you. So up, up, up. So what I did is up, up, down, 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 up. But you can figure out different ways to kind of play this. You can also just do a stop, but I would not recommend that because then you have like a rhythmic differentiation. It might not add up in the end. So these are different ways to approach it. So just take the one that feels more the best to you. I would never say that there's one way to play the arrangement. Actually, every time I play the arrangement, it goes differently. But now you have a solid idea of the intro and yeah, the first verse, because after you did this, you start again, and then you play with then you just shift this one string up. So in total, and after this part, you simply shift your finger one string up and let your ring finger go, and you play it again. Or you could do like I showed in the example, and then you have this part. I hope you learned a lot from it, and I look forward to seeing you at part 2 of Shape of You.